Yo, it's Gutt here, Gutt Talk. We got a special guest in the building. And before he introduced himself, this is one I was really looking forward to. I got high expectations for this one, more than usual.
Hey,
So
damn, bro, I appreciate that. But you're talking to Natedacapo, Nate motherfucking DeCapo. Let's run it.
in the building here, but I gotta get this question out the way just because I have no idea why. So
Yeah.
what's up with Decapo? We got the hat on, all that. I see that too. So tell me more about that.
Yeah. So DeCapo is an Italian music term that stands for back to the beginning. And so every time I go and make a track, I go back to the beginning. It's like, what can I do to create something different? So anytime I approach a self-produced project, which I am now on 2 of them, and I'm starting my 3rd one, I go back to the beginning. What can I do to be different? How can I make something more unique, be more out of fucking pocket, Like, what can I do to just stand out more? Oops. Damn.
So when you mean self-produced, I know what that means.
Yeah.
But probably at least half the audience, not more, has no idea what that means. So what does that mean?
Yeah, so self-produced basically means that I whip up my own beats. I cook my own beats. I got tapes where I got some tapes in my vault where it's like me playing the piano and the trumpet and
Trumpet's crazy.
Yeah. I know a couple different instruments and I'm learning the guitar right now and but like say the first 2 DeCapo projects, I did all the drum patterns. I did the fucking piano, the synthesizers. I made some of my own sounds on it. Where I like had a analog synth, and then I like adjusted it to create the type of sound that I wanted to make, and I wanted it to infuse a lot of jazz elements, but I also wanted to infuse like psychedelic rap with like acid rap. And just kind of have a combination. How do I
a blend of everything?
Yeah, how do I infuse like melodic
cook it all
rap
together?
Yeah. How do I infuse
cool.
melodic rap with like normal rap and like boom bap and trap? How do I infuse all of it together? And that's where I just create the Natedacapo.
All one person.
Yeah.
That's dope. So when another thing with self-produced. So have you ever made all the beats?
Yes, sir.
You mix it yourself?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, you make the music in a sense of rapping or singing, right?
Yeah.
Make their own cover art? Do you do that too?
Yes, sir. Everything.
So is there any part of any of these projects you can say wholeheartedly, okay, someone else did this, or is the whole thing from A to Z all you?
So on Natedacapo 2, I had my homie Michael help me with one of the synthesizer patterns on the song called Spaz Out. And that's like kind of one of the highlights of the album. That one song took me 50 hours to make. And it's a 6-minute song of just pure rapping with 3 different beat switches. And
Any hooks in it or just all?
there's one hook. There's
Okay.
one hook. Yeah. And then some of the drum patterns, I didn't have access to like an actual drum set. I typically when I make a DeCapo project, I like do drugs. And so I just stay inside my room.
So when was this made?
So the first one was made in September 2024, and I was going through like a Xanax addiction, and so I like didn't leave my house at all, except to like go to work, and then I would like just.
So were you going to work fucked up?
No.
Is that the one place you could figure it
I
out?
want to clarify. I'm sober now. We're good. We're chilling.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Are you proud of that?
Yeah. I've been a year and 1 month clean. Yeah, September marked a year. So.
And how was that fight?
It was hard. But like something that made it easier was like just like calming down on the dosage, because I guess I got hooked on it in late spring of 2024. So then I was just like, it went from like doing half a Xan to like doing a Xan, then to doing 2 Xans, then to like mixing the Xans with other things, and then
Slippery slope.
very slippery slope. Yeah, and it was not. Looking back at it, there's not much I remember. Like, say, the first album, I barely remember making that.
And how would you grade that album looking back?
I
know you're kind of a hard critique, but like
okay,
honestly,
yeah, I'm so fucking hard on myself. God,
I don't even know you that long, and I've learned that already.
yeah, it's the idea wise, I'd say ideas are like an 8. As far as like looking back, as where my skill sets were versus where they are now, I would say it was like a 6. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. I think a lot of people though, a lot of my hardcore fans, they look at that tape and they just say there's something about it. There's just something that's so experimental about it, and it's just so weird You know, that's the best way I can put it. Is it's just such an interesting tape that they can't compare it to anything else, and it's a fan favorite, you know. And it's like if it wasn't for songs like "I Love to Hate," which that was one of the biggest songs on that album, if not the biggest.
So if I remember, isn't there a story behind that song?
Yeah, it's about embracing the hate.
Okay, I think I remember you telling me this one other time when we were on the phone before. So
Yeah.
You want to tell me a little bit more about that track?
Yeah. So I love the hate. It's really about embracing the hate because it's like, you know, I've been doing this for 7 years. You know, before I went under like the Nate alias or whatever you call that. Before I went under the Nate and the Natedacapo. Natedacapo is like a section of my brain. You know, I like to say, you know, I got like different ideas. Like the next project, Life and Rap, is a Nate project, but a Natedacapo is a Nate project. But that's like a whole separate identity almost.
Kind of like the YNW Melly, how he said it was Melly Melvin. He had the whole
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
except I wanted to say like I'm like.
Yeah. I'm not saying like that necessarily,
But yeah,
kind of like
different.
that.
Yeah, different identities. Yeah, and so it's like you know, I love to hate. You know, people are always gonna fucking hate. People are always gonna hate. So it's like when you just let the people's hate get to you, then you like get interfered with like what you're trying to do and what you're trying to create. So it's like, how do you just embrace that fucking hate? You know, it's like instead of letting the hate bring you down, you learn to love it, learn to use it as motivation. And
Hate can be a very useful tool.
oh, I love it. I love the hate. Damn it. You know, but like if it wasn't for that song, Natedacapo 2 probably would have been a completely different project. Cause that song, it went from one beat and then it like transitioned to another beat. And so it's like on Natedacapo 2, there's 21 songs, all self-produced, and I dropped it on my 21st birthday. And so I dropped it on July 6th. And so that project right there, like there's 13 different beat switches on that album.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think in total there's like over 30
Well,
beats.
you put a month into that, at least man hours?
I have over 500 hours on that album.
I was about to say, that's, I mean, that,
Yeah.
I've already started doing, I'm not an artist by no means, but I've been around enough to know things.
Yeah.
I know that takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Especially doing everything yourself, like you said.
It was 4 months of me doing absolutely nothing else and just locking in and just only making music, you know, like not doing music videos, not even like popping out, not even the only time I'd pop out was to go record the features.
So I got a question that might be a little aggressive.
Go ahead.
Do you think music saved your life?
In so many ways, like
'Cause I feel
it's a
that,
double-edged
I felt
sword.
like that off the little, like I said, we talk, right? But you know, it's not like I've had a million conversations with
Right.
you. You know, we've had a couple phone calls. You know, we've seen each other, but off of what you've told me and from a little bit in this interview, you know, I had to ask that.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. I would say that like music almost has taken my life, but music has also saved my life. Oh, I didn't mean to bump that. But like, you know, if it wasn't for music, I probably wouldn't have done drugs.
Okay.
But if it wasn't for music, I wouldn't have found peace. I wouldn't have found who I am. I wouldn't have found everything. You know, I would have been living a basic life. You know, I tell everyone, I'm like, you don't want to live the life that I live, but I love the life that I live because it's such a unique one. It's such an interesting one, and it's like, you know, and the outcome of what I do is just great. You know, and it's like I'm not famous yet. You know, but I think that like Natedacapo 2, I really focus on getting that to be an industry tape and just getting that to be like a sound that like most people can listen to and still be like, yo, what the fuck? And so it's like all the feedback I've gotten on that is crazy. You know, in 2 months it got 2,500 streams just on Spotify alone. And like, and that's just me. Like, that's just me, you know. And that's just me like sharing that, you know, telling people to listen to it. Literally like walking up to strangers and being like, yo, you want to hear some hard shit? And then I play a hard song, and then it's like, if I can get people to like listen to the hard music, to get people to listen to like, say, the Spaz Out, that I Love to Hate Too, the Runaway, you know, they're all hard songs, but when you take a deeper look at a lot of the songs, there's deeper meanings in it. You know, like Spaz Out is really just about me, like, you know, everyone, a couple local artists were like testing me, not, I won't say even testing, but they're just like, kind of like saying, oh, Nate, you know, like you can't fucking make like hard rap music, you know, because I've always been like making like strange music or like more lo-fi music that's like infused with like just what I want to do. And
Unique music.
Yeah.
The best way to word it.
I make music. Right. Correct.
Music that's different.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Do you think there's any artist that at all remotely sounds similar to you, or you could say you? I don't want to say you bit from them because I think that's a bad way to say it, but I'm going to say it because I can't think of another way to word it.
Are we talking about like in total or just locally?
Either.
Like inspirations. I take inspiration from like Mac Miller's a big one.
I could see that.
Yeah, Mac Miller's a big one. I would say growing up, listened to a lot of Kanye. Kanye's a pretty big
Could
one.
also see that.
Who else? Juice WRLD with the melodic sense. I listened to a lot of him when I was younger. I don't really revisit his music a lot now, but he served his purpose from the time in life that I was in.
Why don't you go back and resurface it?
I just don't like the way that like his label is pushing out his music now.
After he passed that.
After he passed, and I don't know. I just feel like he served his purpose for me in my sense, and I appreciate the time that I listened to it. And it's like, when a Juice WRLD song turns on, I'll still bump it. I still listen to some of his unreleased shit, like Z Nation's a good song. I'm trying to think of some other ones. K Like a Russian's a good one,
So what would you say about, because I'm not saying this is my take, this is take I've heard.
Yeah.
People would say that Juice WRLD most of his songs were about the same things, and people would say that it was essentially about drugs, being depressed, and things like that. Which you've had heard that at some point. People say.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? Disagree with that? What would you?
Double-edged sword. It depends on the way you look at it. Generally, like I know people that say Juice WRLD's music like helped them get off of drugs.
Okay.
I also know people, like say for me, like Juice WRLD like low key introduced me to that realm.
See, for me, I like Juice WRLD, right? It's not like my favorite artist by no means.
I fuck with him heavy, yeah.
Yeah, but like I've never done drugs in my life.
Okay.
So I'm a sober guy, right?
Yeah.
So for me, when I listen to Juice WRLD, like it's not a relatable subject to me.
Right.
I can respect the art and I like his music. I saw him before, you know what I mean? But like, obviously if you're sober, been sober, when a lot of his songs you would hear stuff about that, for me it was never relatable.
I like to say that there's a couple different listeners. There's people that like to listen for the vibe, and then there's people that like to listen for the message, and then there's people that just like go so deep with it. And I'm one of those people that go so deep with it, Like when an artist is saying
some people
something,
would say not to interrupt you, some people would say when you go too deep with music, it ruins it. Is that true?
It depends. it does. Like sometimes it does. Sometimes it fucking ruins it. But then other times it's like it opens up a whole new sense of reality with the music. It opens up a whole new sense of like understanding with it. And it's like from an artist's perspective, I made this one song. It's called "The Eyes of an Artist." It's a song that I'm working on with a project with one of my bros right now, and self-produced. Him and I are making the beats. Shout out Michael. And when I said when you look through the eyes of the artist, it'll change your perception. It's like so every time I walk outside, every time I walk around, I'm thinking of like how I can like take that and make art out of it, or like like I see a camera right there. How could I make that and infuse that in a song? There's a high chance I'm going to take snippets from this podcast and put it in a song.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like when I was on the radio, you listen to my song Dreaming. I literally took a voice message of a text from one of my bros who was hyping me up, and I used that as an introduction to a song. And then as the interlude of the song is literally just about me chasing my dreams. I took snippets from the radio station that I was on, and then I put that in the song. We're
going to take another break and thank our next sponsor. All right, we're here to thank Tony Dream Home Services. He can paint your walls, do your door, trim, decks, drywall. I mean, he can do everything. He can build your house up, tear it down. Then after tear it down, you decide you want it back up. He can walk back over, build the thing back up. And he's making dreams come true, one home at a time. So come holler at my boy, because I'm telling you, he's the best in town. If y'all want to get in touch with my boy, go to the link in the bio, click it, DM, say Gutt sent you. But we're going to go back to the video now.
Do you feel like that your brain is significantly different than most people's?
Yeah. No, I did a fuck ton of psychedelics in 2024. And it changed a lot, and like I was like mixing psychedelics with like weed and then a couple trips like drunk, and but even before the psychedelics, I've always been told I was different. And a lot of times in good ways, but in a lot of times bad ways, which is just gives a whole nother purpose to like why I made I Love the Hate. You know, why I make what I make, you know, is like we live in a society where everyone is trying to copy everyone, or like everyone's just trying to chase the hype. Everyone's just trying to.
What's in now?
What?
What's in now?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. I think that can go a long ways of a lot of different things. People, clothes, music,
movies,
social media.
Yeah. Like I don't consume social media.
That's really good. I was talking about to my homie earlier today that I pretty much think I have a phone addiction.
Yeah.
But it's not even like I feel like I'm doing nothing. Like, I think I'm just scrolling, or I just have it in my hand to have it.
Doomsday scrolling. I literally talk about it. I literally talk about the phone issue because I used to be like addicted to my phone. I used to be like scrolling on it every day, and my screen time was like 10 hours, 12 hours. Now it's down to like 3 to 4.
Yeah, see, my shit be like 13, 14.
Yeah, if you listen to my Beauty and Disaster tape, I released that back in March of 2024. You know, you scroll through that. I said, let my image and my reputation burn in nature reservations. The old that I burn out my life creates a lot of open spaces. I consume for too long. It took all the room from creations. My mind is hoarded with short form content I'm taking. Because it's like you go on your phone, you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram Reels, you go on Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, any of it, and you know, 10 minutes turns to 20 minutes, 20 minutes turns to 30 minutes, 30 minutes turns to an hour, and it's like, you know, at least for me, like I never tell another man what to do with his life, but as far as for me in my life, you know, I know where I want to be in life, I know where I want to go in life, and I ain't gonna achieve that if I'm just sitting here scrolling, and it's like, you know, it took time away from me, like being able to play the piano. It took time away from me being able to like record another song, and it was hard. That was like honestly harder than getting off some drugs. You know,
that's deep.
Like people don't realize it. Like you can turn anything into an addiction. Like music is an addiction to me. You know,
is that a good addiction?
In a lot of ways, yeah. But you know, in some ways, no. You know, it's as far as like me trying to pursue a career as an artist, me trying to like create a legacy that's going to last forever. Yeah, it's great. As far as for like FOMO, it's fucking horrendous. You know? And it's like, but I really don't get a lot of FOMO anymore. You know, it's like everyone's like, Nate, come to this party. And I'm like, hear me out. What if we go cook a track, make it hard as hell, and then push it as hard as we can?
Yeah, I mean,
and
the whole party bar, that whole scene is it's a waste of time, bro. It's a Matrix attack at the end of that.
Dude, like, why the fuck? Like, it's $8 for a drink. I can get fucked up at home for like way cheaper, bro. Yeah. Like a bottle of Tito's. I go to Costco, get a bottle of Tito's for $30.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even drink, but yeah, I know that because I got enough homies around me. You know?
Yeah, no, I had to slow down on drinking. You know, I turned 21 and I was, you know, like I was partying. You know, I was like, you know, I just dropped this 21 track album where it was 4 months of my entire life. I think I can live life for a little bit. And I've been going through a lot recently. You know, one of my really close homies died back in June, and that had me fucked up. Yeah, it just changed the way I look at a lot of things. You know, like changed the way of like life is precious. You know, it's like one day like we're here, and then like you could go to bed and be dead tomorrow, and it's like, so what have you left behind?
Yeah.
You know, like, what have you left behind? Like, is what you left behind something that's gonna...
Death's a scary thing to me.
Yeah.
That whole
and so I always think I'm not doing enough. So I always go do more, and then I, like, stress myself out, then I burn out, and then it's...
Well, how I look at it is, so 10 years, 5 years, 20 years down the line, are you going to remember going to that bar and drinking, or potentially the hit track that got you wherever you want to go?
Exactly. You know, it's like... me going out on July 17th, I ain't gonna remember that, bro. I got fucked up,
yeah,
you know?
What I mean?
But what I'm gonna remember is the fact that I released 21 songs on my 21st birthday that were made by me. Name another dude locally who like just pushes the music like as hard as me. Like I ain't trying to call no one out, you know, because I love
Dr. Shit,
you know. But I'm just being honest, you know. It's like. On October 25th marks 1 year of releasing Natedacapo. On Spotify alone, I've released 67 songs in the course of a year by the time that hits. That's not even talking about my upcoming album, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a bit, because I do want to get to that topic. But it's like, you know, I'm working so much overtime right now. I'm working 56 hours a week so that way I can get my own like really nice camera rig and camera setup. And then 2026, it's going to be pushing music videos for all of the albums that I've been working on. I got like 7 unreleased music videos in there, but I don't want to drop them because they aren't my standard of what I feel like I want.
I feel like they're there quality wise for the video.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like the way I look at my music is the way I'm dressed right now. You know, I look at it as, you know, I don't think I'm comparable to anyone else. I don't think I'm comparable to other people, and maybe I'm egotistical, but
You kind of have to be though.
but you gotta be like, God damn it, you
Yeah.
gotta be a little ignorant.
If you don't think, like I was saying, example of like the bracket show we had, right?
Yeah,
I don't know what you remember if I said this because, you know, everyone's talking. I said 26 people are here, 13 people are going to get cut. If you lose and don't think you should have won, or if you
Yeah.
didn't walk out and thought you were the best, you probably shouldn't be doing this no more.
exactly.
And that's how I think that's how everyone should felt.
I went into that bracket expecting to win. I went into that bracket expecting to win so hard that if you listen to the Yeah, of Course song,
Yeah, I was
said-
fired up on that. You remember that?
I said, walk in the bracket, I'll leave triumphant. I did not.
Yeah.
But I was tweaking on the stage, man. I can't even lie. Like, I'm pretty sure people thought I was on coke or something because I was like looking at the videos and I was like low key embarrassed because I was like spazzing out. But I had to get my point across that I'm passionate. I had to get my point across.
First thing I
that-
said after the whole event, after everyone left, after I cleaned the whole thing up, I talked about you. I said that man fucking passionate.
Yeah.
I said I could tell that right away.
I had to let people know like that this is me. I had to let people know that this is what I do. Like I don't play video games. You know, I read books once
Video
in a
games
while.
is a Matrix attack.
Yeah.
As much as I love playing Madden, it's the only game I play. I do
Right.
love some Madden. It's a Matrix attack.
You know, yeah, I'll play a little bit of Mario once in a while. You know? Got to stomp on some Goombas, get your anger out. But it's like, you know, at that point in my life, I wasn't watching movies. I wasn't watching TV. I wasn't consuming anything. I was literally just creating. And literally, Gutt, after that bracket,
You
You
went
know-
to the studio right after.
we went to the studio
remember.
right after.
You like
And-
that? I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
And we went and we recorded I Love the Hate Part 2. And you know what I said on that song?
that. What'd you say?
Because it low-key stunk in there, right? It was a little stinky. Like, no hate. I love you all. You know? but I said most of these rappers reek. I love the hate and that's the truth. So why don't you put it all on me? When I'm on the stage, I tweak.
So we don't gotta get too much into it. How did you feel about that event overall? Not necessarily the result, but the people being around. How did you feel about everything?
I got connected to some people that I really fuck with. Like on this Life and Rap album, I got a feature from Scott Burner, and I wouldn't have known who Scott Burner was if I didn't go to that bracket.
Yeah.
And I fuck with Scott so much. Like Scott, if you're watching this, I love you, man. Your feature just blows my mind every time, and I'm excited for the public to hear it. And I fuck with you, dog. Like keep what you're doing up, because as far as I see it, you're one of the most consistent local artists, and you're one of the most positive people that I see in the local scene. And you're not egotistical. You're not out here saying that you're the best. You're out here just doing you, and keep that shit up. Sorry, I had to speak to
Yeah,
him.
no,
to the
actually,
camera.
I interviewed him earlier today. Funny enough.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I don't know exactly the release schedule when these are dropping, so yours could be before his or after.
Definitely.
I don't know, but
Either way,
the
that
same
message still
day, y'all
stands.
both sat in that chair
Yeah.
today. So
Yeah.
I'm also I haven't told that many people I will be having another one of those relatively soon. So I'm kind of letting everyone. A lot of people want their in their how do you want to word it, their next try at it. So
For the bracket,
yeah, so
definitely. I mean, I got so many tracks I could do. You know, I think I definitely could have like won the bracket if I would have changed my energy, and then I would have emphasized more on the self production, and then I would have swapped the track list around.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't walk out there, felt like you could have won or should have won, then there's a bigger problem there. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I was so pissed.
Yeah, I know you
He
were.
was-
Yeah, I remember.
Gut had to like calm me down. Like I got so salty. I literally went for a mile walk after I got cut from the bracket. it was like raining, and I did not give a fuck. I started walking, and I just was walking, and the homies were like calling me, and I was like, fuck the homies right now. I was like, do y'all not understand this shit? I made a fucking song about winning, and I didn't win, but that's the thing is like,
Winning ultimately didn't matter though.
winning ultimately doesn't matter, you know, at the end of the day, like it was the connections. At the end of the day, you know, I got experience, I got my name out there, I made my point still, you
That's
know,
all that mattered at the end
and
of
it's
the day.
like, people know who I am now, you know, like as far as the local artists go, they're like, oh, okay, I know Nate.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, there was only one person that was going to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was
Right.
ultimately what it was. And honestly, like, I'm not going to say who I thought was going to win, but,
Right.
and that's no shade at Jacob. Jacob's my boy. He's my guy. That's
Right,
not
right.
who I thought was going to win.
Right, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
and he
was
did-
low-key rooting for AMD. AMD, I fuck with you, dog. I sent you an open a couple months ago, still waiting on that.
He's going to be here later tonight, too.
Hey,
So I'll have to mention that.
you should mention that.
Yeah, I'll make sure to say
Because
it.
it's one of my fucking, it's on a YouTube beat, but it's one of my hardest fucking, like, rap songs. You know, I said, I'm out brag when I get another stack, I ain't broke, you know?
Yeah, that already sounds like something that fit for him. That's who I'm gonna say. That's who I thought was gonna win.
Yeah.
That was my prediction.
Yeah,
coming into it.
AMD, as far as I know, is like, he's a solid artist. He has a pocket that really fits him.
Yeah,
You know, the fucking My Anxiety pocket that fits him.
yeah. That
Like, let me get something out of the way. Like, I'm so tapped into the local scene, and the local scene doesn't even know about it. Like, I've listened to like every single artist that I could possibly find in the Wisconsin area. I've listened to their entire discography. You know, I work in a factory, bending metal for 10 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah, you got a
you
lot
know.
of time.
Yeah. So I have a speaker. You know, it's like, so when I'm not listening to my own music, I'm listening to music that inspires me, or I'm listening to competition/collaborators.
That's a good way to look at it, though. I mean, if
Yeah.
you listen to people, if you're like, oh, hey, okay, I messed them, we can get a track in, or if they're someone you don't really necessarily
Right.
mess with, at least you know what's kind of around, you know?
Right. And it's like, I mess with everyone. I think some people though got way too big of a head for like what they doing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
I'm like,
and I would know that almost more than anyone because I work with
yeah.
kind of everyone to an extent. So
It's like, shut the fuck up, dog. Like, it's like, you know, hopping on a fucking YouTube beat and then saying that you're the fucking greatest at music in total is like, nah, you know, like, and you drop fucking 4 songs a year. You know, I'm not calling anyone out specifically, but there's probably like 5, 6 dudes. There's probably dudes I don't even know about in
That
the
fits the
local
category.
scene that fit that category. And it's like, calm down. Like, there's nothing wrong with being the best. But something that really helped me is like, when I stopped worrying about being the best and I started worrying about being the best me.
I was about to say, I think at the end of the day, don't worry about who likes your music long as you
Yeah.
like the music. Because there's artists that at that bracket, there's artists I've worked with, I don't like their music.
Right.
And this is an example I use a lot. So people who watch my pods a lot are probably like, all right, bro, I've heard you say this like 5 times. I don't like Eminem's music.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't listen to
understandable.
him. And like a lot of people would be like, you know, would feel some type of way about that
Yeah.
because that's, you know, some people's a legend, but I don't like his music.
I get pissed when people compare me to Eminem. Like, I love M. Like, M, I respect you. You know, like when I blow up and you see this shit, you know, I respect you. But I'm saying at the same time, it's like, I'm not fucking Eminem. You know, I'm not Mac Miller. But it's like, I get compared to Eminem and Mac Miller all the fucking
Do you
time
know
because
why
I'm
you
white.
get- yeah,
Because
all
I'm
right,
white.
there you go.
Because I'm fucking, it's like, who gives it? Like, look at my fucking music, damn it. Like, don't look at my fucking skin.
Yeah, no. I was about to say, you know why.
All right, y'all, we got to thank today's sponsor real quick. All right, let me tell you about Santana's Mile Garage. So I'll tell you a personal story real quick. So I bought a Porsche, right? And it was a weak gray color. I wasn't a real fan of it. I came to my boy, and he got this pink looking sharp, looking good. You can do that for your vehicle, too. He can also tint windows. And when I mean any color, he got a whole book. He'll show you every color. He can do anything for you. And affordable price and really good work. So if I was you, I'd tap in today. So I'm going to put his Instagram in the bio. Go tap in, say Gutt sent you, and you know he'll do you right and affordable price. You know what I'm saying? He's not tax season. So I tap in right now if I was you. But we're going to get you back to the video real quick.
All right, I'm going to change the pace of this interview just a little bit just because I
Okay.
feel like we didn't get any history of you at all. I think it's a
Yeah.
lot of, I mean, we did a little bit, but not like deep into it. So where were you born? What was your upbringing like?
So I was born in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Okay.
But I was raised in Hortonville, which is a tiny ass town in rural Wisconsin with 2,000 people in it. And I was raised in a very strict church atmosphere. like very, very strict. And, you know, it's like, how the fuck did I become a rapper, you know? But I was 8 years old, and I was sitting in the car. My sister went and got a CD, and it was this Christian rapper named Lecrae.
Yeah, I know this.
Yep. And she got his CD, Church Clothes Volume 2. I was 8 years old. Listened to it, instantly fell in love. So then I started beatboxing. And then 5th grade, I was beatboxing at the school talent show. 6th grade did that. 7th grade did that. 7th grade, I bought a launch pad,
Okay.
you know, and then I started like making beats. I was making like EDM beats because was the easiest thing to do with like a 7th grader could do with like the programs and all that I had access to on my phone. And then freshman year, I made my first song, and it was like a diss against someone. You know, I came into the rap game dissing on people.
Do you want me? Can you tell a little more why you were dissing this person?
Cause he fucking sucked. I was like, I listened to this guy, and I'm like, I've been like dabbling in music, and I love listening to rap.
It was 7th grade, you said?
I was freshman.
Oh, freshman.
I was
Okay, my fault.
freestyling though in 7th and 8th
Okay, my
grade though.
fault.
Yeah, I could freestyle right now if you wanted.
We can do it a little bit.
But yeah. So freshman year, I like had this app called Rap Chat.
Okay.
I hopped on that, and I dissed this guy. It sucked. It was ass. but it was better than this guy. And
That's how you know he must have been real trash. If you're saying yours trash and it was still better.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother topic. Like, if you want to get into Nathaniel lore, it's public. SoundCloud. All right. So then I like was always working with my dad, so I went bought a MacBook Air, bought like a cheap Amazon setup, and just started recording music on GarageBand. And then you know, hopping on YouTube Beats and whatnot. And then when I was 16, I went to this concert for like this Christian rapper named Hulvey,
Okay.
and they had like a technical difficulty. And they said, we need a beatboxer. Like, does anyone know how to beatbox? Guess what? You know, so I hopped up on that stage, and so I started beatboxing. Dude freestyled.
How many people were there?
Maybe like 150, 200.
Okay, so still a decent amount of people.
Yeah. It was at this place called Cup of Joy.
Yep,
And-
and in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah, and so he was pretty big. You know, he's a pretty big artist. He got like 3 million, 4 million monthly listeners. So I hopped up on the stage, beatbox, the DJ or whatever just started freestyling. I was like, wait, I can freestyle too. So then he started beatboxing, then I started freestyling in front of the people. Then they got me connected to like this Christian rap label. And then they got me connected to like this Christian radio station that was local. So then I started opening up for artists, like Christian artists, whenever they like did like a local show.
So when you first did that, you said you're 15, 16, right?
I was 16, yeah, when I
Were
started
you
doing that.
so obviously you were in the crowd, right?
Yeah.
So you weren't nervous at all just jumping up there? Because I mean,
No.
it's a 16-year-old jumping from 30 people, let
This
alone
is me.
150, 200 people. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people would be nervous for something like that. You know?
No, I've always been good in front of a crowd of people. I don't get nervous in front of a crowd of people. You know, like my homies were like freaking out about the bracket, and I'm sitting there like, oh, just driving them there, you know?
Yeah, you didn't care at all about that.
No.
But that's the thing is saying that, but like that wasn't even like a crowd. I've had local shows where I've had
Yeah.
300-400 people at them. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I felt like the bracket was kind of a layup compared to all that, you know?
definitely. Yeah, you know, like and then I like was performing my songs that I made at like my school talent shows, and then there would be like 1,000 people watching online, and then there'd be 700 people in the auditorium.
I was literally just about to say, I'm like, if anything, that's a bigger show than some big shows be 700,000 people, you know?
Yeah.
That probably gave you a lot of experience to kind of get you mentally
Oh,
right for it.
definitely. Yeah. And so I did that maybe 4 or 5 times. And then I graduated. But when I graduated, I released my first project, and it was a Christian rap album. And I was under the identity of Nat3 at the time. So NAT3. And so I released that, and it was called Personas. And it sucked. Like, looking back at it, it sucked.
Do you think it was good at that time?
I thought it was gas at the time, you know?
Like, no, like, okay, you're saying it sucked, but so I think one thing about music is I think sometimes music is good at that era or that year.
Ideas were good.
You know what I mean?
The ideas were good, but like, you know, when I was recording songs with a cheap microphone, and then mixing it on BandLab, you know, because I knew how to mix. It was way easier to mix on BandLab than it was on GarageBand. So I record the vocals on GarageBand and get high quality vocals. high quality, and then I would airdrop them to my phone, drag them to BandLab, then mix it on BandLab. And I had Logic Pro. I bought that senior year, and then I bought a new MacBook senior year. But I didn't start learning it until like my girlfriend like broke up with me, and then my uncle. So my uncle died, then my dad's best friend died,
Oh,
and my
jeez.
girlfriend broke up with me, all in
Oh.
the course of 3 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait. So I don't want to get too deep in this. Was it girlfriend first?
No. I was told my uncle was like had a brain bleed, and so he was pretty much gone like right away, but he was like on life support for like a week, and halfway through that week she was like, "You're not giving me the attention I need. People die, Nathaniel." Like wild. I know. Like we're chilling now. Like if you see this, hey, all love to you. But like,
I was just about to ask what the terms were now.
yeah. Like we're chilling now. Like we're adults now, But at the time I was 18.
Did she have any remorse for that?
We haven't talked about it. Like I don't talk to her, Like she wished me happy birthday, and we talked for like,
Couple minutes.
yeah. But like I move on with my life, I
It's
got
one of
all
those. You see her out, you'll give her a wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get that.
Like I got so much going for me as far as my passions. Last thing I need to worry about is something from my past
100%.
when I'm so worried about my future.
Yeah, no, we don't have to get too deep into that, but I
Yeah.
always feel like once you have a family emergency or family anything like that, I feel like if you're dating that person at that time, you kind of just got to hold together at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always felt like that because I've had situations like that where the other way around where it's like, all right, I gotta
Definitely, yeah.
kind of lock in with that.
So all of that happened though, right? I was like, all right, I need to lock in now. I buzzed my hair.
That's when you know it's time when you read the
Right.
buzz.
I started investing all my time, all my energy, all my money into music, and then I just locked in with Logic Pro. I didn't watch video tutorials. I didn't do anything. I said, listen, if I listen to how other people want me to learn this, then I won't be able to learn it for myself and learn it the way and be myself through it. So it took so much longer, and it was so hard, and it was so difficult.
Do you think that was a bad idea looking back?
No, it was great. It was wonderful. Like I have my own sound now. I have my own production style now. I have tips and tricks that I learned from other people, but like I be doing things my own way on it, and like I understand the basis of it now. I understand how to use the operating system, use the DAW now, and and I have spent thousands and thousands of hours. I have over 1,000 songs unreleased.
1,000.
Yeah, like some dude was like talking about how he's the fucking greatest online and locally and how he's the best. And I was sick and I was pissed off. I was like, really? I was like, so then I went out of my way just because I'm petty, and then I dropped 30 songs on YouTube.
Is this someone that I know, or is this someone way out the way?
You know him.
Okay.
Yeah. No hate though. No hate. But I was like, I get what you guys drop are my scrap songs. And maybe I'm egotistical for looking at it like this, but at the same time,
I was saying earlier, do you have to be?
you have to. You have to be confident in your art. And I'm so confident in what I make. Like I've spent my entire life, the past 2.5 years, just working on being better. And it's like for other people to try to either discredit me, or for other people to try to like say they're like better than me, like that just itches me the wrong way. And it's like Leyland, my homie Leyland, he's in jail right now. He gets out tomorrow, and we're gonna
I
go.
didn't even know that. Free him.
Yeah. Free Leyland for 18 hours. And but he was in jail for about a month. But he gets out tomorrow, and then we're gonna go hit the studio in Oshkosh. But what was I gonna say? He said on one of his last tracks before he went to jail, he said, "I told my homie Nate to get off of that fucking hater shit." And it's like, yeah, I probably do need to stop and calm down. Like when this Life and Rap album comes out, like I be on some hating ass shit. I be on some wild shit on it. I be saying wild shit on it, but then I say like incredibly deep shit on it, because it's Life and Rap.
Some can be wild and deep at the same time.
Yeah. It's all New York themed, like New York style rap. There's only 2 trap songs and there's 18 songs. So all boom bap, all sample chops. Shout out JC. JC is literally one of the hardest local producers, and you know he's gonna.
Where is he located at?
He's located in Fond du Lac.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you know this album's coming out. You know he worked with this artist named Maddie Woods.
Okay.
Yep, Maddie Woods got like 80,000 monthly listeners, and then the Life and Rap Project is his first album, my fourth album that's gonna be out on everything, and I'm saying like y'all got to recognize his talent, you know, and like any local artist, this is a little tip, you know, they say not to reveal your plans. Literally, there's so many local producers wanting to work. The way that I do it, I say, listen, let's make a project. I get 50%, you get 50%. Because every sound matters. Every sound is just as important, you know?
Got it right down the middle.
Right down the middle. And I really understood that once I started making my own beats. I'm like, this is a process. This is a process. You know?
Do you think it's a lot more work being a producer / engineer or the artist?
Depends. It depends on the style. It depends on what you're making. You know, like say Spaz Out. A 6-minute song, fucking 3 beat switches, you know, with like, there on that one track, it literally froze my MacBook. I had to go get a new MacBook. You know, my new MacBook costs the same as a 2010 used Corolla,
Oh man.
4,500, and you know, but like I needed to just maximize my power. I like maxed the fuck out of it, and just so that way I could like make what I wanted to make. You know, because I'm like, if this is what I'm making now, what will I be making 2 years from now?
A lot of
You know?
crazier shit.
Yeah, you know, like I've only gotten better. And as long as I keep my mentality, I'm trying to get better and not worry about other people, even though I do worry about
Yeah,
other
I was just
people.
about to say, you worry about other people.
I definitely do. And that's the
You're
biggest
not
thing that holds
necessarily
me
wrong
back.
for that, though.
I'm not wrong for it, but it definitely like has set me back in some ways. But at the same time, it has like pushed me forward in others. Like everything with life is a double-edged sword. Like there's pros.
Yeah, you've said that a couple times in this.
I have, yeah, and I want to emphasize that, you know. But it's like, you know, I used to like wonder what it was like to be a goat. And then I realized that I didn't need to wonder because I am the GOAT,
That's what I was saying.
you know?
So if you had to say, speaking of goats, if you had to say, other than yourself, who do you think is, I'm going to say rapper, because I feel like if you say artist, then I feel like we're going to get a way longer conversation. Who do you think is the greatest rapper, or if not the greatest, maybe a couple that you can think of, you have a tie per se?
Like locally or
No, of all time.
Mac Miller, bro. Like you look at that man's life, you know, I don't listen to like his very early stuff, you know, but like Faces is one of the best mixtapes ever. And then you find out that he self-produced that, you know, that one album has inspired me in so many ways. And it's like, you look at his progression through life, it's like this guy nonstop got better. This guy could rap. This guy made his own beats. You've seen this guy play instruments. He's like playing the guitar behind his back. And it's like, from like a rapper perspective, that man like did everything so he could talk his shit, and he did. And it's just so inspiring. The other greatest rapper to me, who in the trap scene right now, I got to go with like Young Nudie.
Oh, Nudie, okay.
Young Nudie or Lucky?
Lucky. So I want to say 2017, I met Lucky.
Okay.
He was like a very low card artist on a lineup that the show I was assisting with. You know, I've been hosting and assisting shows and networking a long time, so I met Lucky a long time ago. I've never met Nudie before, but I mean, you know, I fuck with Nudie.
And it's like when you look at rap, there's like 2 different ways I like to look at it. There's like vibe rap, and then there's like deep rap. You know, like there's a very difference between like Lucky and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, that's a...
You know, so it's like when I look at vibe rap, those are the artists I go to because those guys know how to make a vibe. You know, you listen to their songs and you just vibe it.
Right.
They know how to make a vibe.
All right, we're going to thank today's sponsor. All right, I'm here to talk about NEW Aesthetics. First thing I want to say is they got this red contour light. I've never even seen this before. I tried it one time. It kind of scared me at first, but I had to see what's up with it. It literally bursts fat cells off your body, and it's the only one in Northeast Wisconsin. So that alone you got to check out. They do teeth whitening, Botox. They got the Hillmaine Salt Sauna, which I never heard of that either. I mean, I'm telling you, they got all these things. You're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then you go try them. You're like, oh, wait, can I come back next week and try it again? So y'all gotta tap into this one ASAP because I'm telling you, it'll change how you feel, how you look, everything in between. And you know, they're good people over there, so go check them out ASAP. All right, if y'all want to book appointment, hit the link below, tell them Gutt sent you, and we're gonna get back to the video now.
I would say for me,
Young boy.
yeah, for now, right now, for sure, Young Boy, 100%. That's about even I wouldn't even consider anyone else, but I felt like that for a long time. And then for just greatest all time, I'd probably say Lil Wayne.
Yeah, Lil Wayne's so tough. Yeah,
That's where I would go with mine. I like how you knew Young Boy right away. That was an easy one.
it was the Young Boy shirt. I wanted to talk a little bit about my albums. So I got 2 albums that are collab projects before I go and release my 3rd self-produced album, which is gonna be called Escapism. But by the end of November, I'm gonna have the Life and Rap album out. JC Lazo has been locked in with me. I'll be hitting him up, and I would give him the idea for the beat I want, and he'll get it back to me within like a day or 2. Right. And so like Life and Rap, it's like the more Kendrick Lamar style, like more deep shit, more stuff that gets you thinking. But then it's like I want to create everything that I can. So it's like, you know, when I said earlier, the vibe rap and the deep rap. Then I have this next album, Roots, and we're gonna be aiming for a 2026 release with that. That one is like all vibe, all psychedelic themes. You know, there's like maybe 2 or 3 deep songs, but all of it is just so vibey. And that is produced by my homie Brendan. Brendeezy! All right. But that album is, his inspirations is like Lil Tecca and like more of that like side of hip hop. And we're working on like transitioning song from one song to another song. So like having a transition.
Okay.
So it's going to be like a seamless experience when we're done with it.
Yeah, you've been really thinking about this, huh?
Dude, this is my life. This is what I do.
Every day, huh?
When I'm not working, this is what I do. I said on a track, it's not out yet, but I said, I handle my business while I'm doing my business. Then I mind my business.
I like that.
And then what else did I say? Oh, fuck. It slipped away.
I mean, when you make that many tracks after a while, it's probably hard to remember them, huh?
Yeah, I make quotable. Like I said on the song named Dreaming, I said, I want my music to be notable and quotable.
Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing when you can go out to like someplace, right? And you'll say a line off someone's song, like, you know, real G's moving in silence like lasagna, like that Lil Wayne line.
Yeah.
Like you could go out to someplace random and people will automatically like know the song, know who it's from. Those kind of lines like that is something that if I was an artist, I would want to aspire to have.
And it's cool, you know, like, you know, I'm not the biggest local artist, you know, but I have a dedicated, solid 100 fans, dedicated. And it's like they're so dedicated. It's wild. I love it. I love it because I'm dedicated to you guys. You know, I'm so dedicated to my fans. And I don't even like referring them to fans. I refer to them as people because that's what they are. They just have an interest in my music.
People want to see the grind go up and come up there with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big thing too. If I was a local artist who, when you make it, you know, I would want to see the people who are there from the very beginning.
Right.
You know, kind of, I mean, you can't take care of everyone. Ultimately, that's not the reality of life. But at least, you know, try to present them, put them out in front of people. You know, like, example, if you had a show, let's say you were performing in LA, right?
Right.
If it was feasible, bring all those 100 people out there to the show, be like, hey, you've been there when I was performing locally. You know, I want you out here.
Right, yeah. I got a couple guys that have been with me for all 7 years, you know? And it's, and I know who you are. Don't worry. I know who you are. And it's like, I'm going to get everyone right who has been with me.
So I'm going to ask you their question, kind of similar to the industry artists we were talking about. If you had to say 3 artists locally that you would say, you don't have to say they're the best necessarily, but at least have your attention and you respect, and you would maybe not on your same level, because I know in your own head,
I don't even think I can be compared to the other guys.
Yeah, so that's not what I'm trying to get
That's not
at.
like trying to be like rude or anything. I just think that what a lot of the guys are chasing is different than what I'm chasing. You know?
Yeah, no, exactly. So, but if you had to say people you either respect or you at least put your eyes on them, who would be 3 you would name off? But only 3.
AMD, drop more. AMD, I need you to release an album that is all just my anxiety.
The whole thing.
I'm being so for real, man. Like AMD in that pocket is so cold.
Yeah.
So cold.
He's a really good shit talker.
Yeah, you great shit talk. I'm a great shit talker too. You know, hop on that track.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if AMD releases an album or where it's like 12 songs and his main focus is that my anxiety vibe. Boom, like that, you know, that then he's like instantly one of the local goats. Scott Burna. This guy, if you look at Scott Burna's backlog, this guy has been making music like since I was like 5.
So you want to hear something crazy? So like I said, I did this interview earlier, like we were talking about. He told me, and he said so casually, this is how I knew the dude was really humble. Like I already knew it.
He's so humble.
He was like, yeah, I opened up for Future in 2012.
Yeah.
He like said it really fast, right?
I look up to him.
And when he said that, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, you just said Future. Like, you know, that's like a
Yeah.
ginormous deal. Like, you know what I mean? And there'll be people, and there's no shade at anyone, but like will brag over like the smallest of accomplishments.
Oh, I know.
And he just casually said he opened up for Future. If I opened up for Future, anyone in this scene would have known I opened up for Future. I would have told everyone. Like I would I'd be pressing that. You know what I mean?
But that's not where his priority is.
Yeah. No, and I respect that a lot because like
I respect him so much, and it's like he deserves it more than any any of the other people I see, because this guy just has been doing it for so long, and it's like, and like just from his feature that he did with me, one of the best features I've ever gotten, because it's just so deep. He's so deep and he's so honest, and it's wholesome. His verse is wholesome, but hard as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, he's talking about how his wife changed his life.
Man, that is deep.
And I'm like, and I'm sitting here going, I'm practicing Muay Thai in Dubai with a white shirt fitted with a black tie. And he over here going, I met a red-headed Susie, made my life into a movie. Like y'all gonna hear it on the Life and Rap album. The song is called Kill Bill. But, and it's like, I look at that and I'm like, there's so much more work for me to do. It's like it humbles me. Like,
yeah, y'all might have to get some more work and maybe get video or do something.
I would love to, because I look up to that man.
And then last one, you only get one more.
I gotta say Laylo.
Yeah,
bro, Layla, like I have to be biased with Laylan. Like Laylan be hustling, like in rap, out of rap. But like this guy can rap. Laylan can rap. Like,
so how much music has he? You know, obviously I know I've talked to him. We've done some couple of moves here and there, but so how much music has he actually dropped?
He right now he's going through like a confliction between Trap World Love and Laylo.
Okay.
And so I'm pretty sure he's heading down the Trap World Love path right now, from what I'm aware of. So like this guy's dropped like 4 or 5 different EPs.
Okay.
Within the last like 2 years, but then like a lot of them he takes down because he wants to like shift it to something better.
That's what I thought, because I remember the times I've looked at his music, I feel like there wasn't that much music there. Yeah. But then I feel like for some reason I remember there being music. Like, you know what I mean? It was kind of messing me up a little bit.
I got songs on my phone that he don't even know about that are his. and he got songs of me that I don't even know about. Like we look at each other and we constantly like look at each other on how to like get better. You know?
That's the best way to do it, when you can find someone who's a friend.
Oh, he's family to me. We talk, you know, every day. You know, I mean, now he's in jail. It's more like once a week. But every day outside, you know, he'll typically call me, and half the time, you know, he's the one waking me up. He'll be like, yo, what's up, Nate? And, you know, so it's like Laylan, you know, because this guy, as far as like making vibe music goes, I think he's the best locally. Like even outside of a friendship perspective, you know, like I hear a lot of his songs that he has unreleased, and this guy will make such a hard song. He'll make such a good song and be like, nah, I could do better.
I mean, that's the best way to look at it, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I feel like if you stuck on, I think some people make really good songs.
Yeah.
And they be like stuck on it.
Half of his, you know, he made a song and released called Stuck. Song is so. Listen to Stuck by Laylo and Mikey. Song so hard. And shout out Mikey. I've been making music with Mikey since I was like, if it wasn't for Mikey, I wouldn't be rapping. So he always is.
Oh yeah, you gotta get a big shout out then.
Yeah, he always gonna have a place in my heart. He's been on every single album of mine.
Is that gonna continue?
Yeah. He's literally on Natedacapo. The very first song, I highlight him And there's a reason, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be making music. So he does the first verse and the second verse, and I only do the chorus on the first song on the first tape of my first self-produced album.
Do you have any plans of doing any collab projects?
Yeah.
Complete, just maybe just 2 hours the whole thing, every track?
Yes, sir. So Leyland and I, we have one that is unreleased.
I kind of assumed that, to be honest, when
Yep.
we're talking.
Then Michael and I, we're working on a self-produced one. You know, when I talked about the eyes of an artist earlier, that's on that one. And then I got this one guy I've been taking under my wing. His name is Robert. He's from Chicago, and he just moved up here. He's homies with he is the little brother of my homie Ace, and Ace is on some of my songs. And I think he either goes by Lil Rob Blitz or MTS Rob. I don't know what it is.
You think sometimes it's a bad thing when people have multiple names or can't figure out a name?
It causes a delay.
I'll be honest, as a being just strictly promoter business, because obviously I have a way different vision than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest with you, and we totally will disagree on this. 100%. I'm not a big believer in local artists dropping projects at all. I've always felt like that.
But Dacapo too, that project got like almost 5,000 streams across all platforms.
So that's a W. But how many people do you think realistically are doing that?
Huh?
How many people do you think realistically are doing that when they're dropping projects?
Depends if you're being unique.
You get where I'm coming from with
Definitely,
that?
definitely. I think this is my approach when I make a project. Is like, I'm a project artist, Gutt,
Well, yeah, I know that from talking.
Yeah. If you're able to have a main theme and a main idea, and then have the tracks all be able to maintain that main theme and idea while exploring different ideas.
See, I think most people can't do that.
I think everyone can. It's just most people choose not to because it's hard.
That's another way to look at it too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a big proponent for me. And it doesn't mean it's right or wrong, because everyone is different. Every artist is different. Every case is different. How artists blow up or don't blow up is different.
Mhm.
But I'm a big proponent for singles.
Yeah.
And I'm a big guy, like, get a single, push it on TikTok, Instagram, just push, try to get that. But it seems like you do it the total opposite, right?
Yeah, because every
and
time I drop a single,
it seems like it worked in the root for you.
when I drop a single, it doesn't pop versus when I drop an album. Like, say I have 2 songs on Natedacapo 2 on Spotify that literally were neck and neck for being number 1. They each had 369 streams
Okay.
at the same time.
So do you think your fans at this point pretty much are just so accustomed to getting a project that that's what they want?
Yeah. Like, as far as like the whole project, there's only been 40 total listen throughs. But the way I look at it, that is 40 listen throughs of an hour and 21-minute project.
It's a long time.
That is over 40 hours. That is like 42, 43 hours of
Yeah,
people.
I mean, me, right? I don't even listen to mixtapes of industry artists.
Yeah.
So for people to be willing to listen to that, that's a lot.
My goal is to change like people's minds with it. Like, say, like, my goal, like, for you, like, not liking albums, my goal is to be able to create an album so fucking gas that you play it and you're like, and you listen through it all.
Yeah, and there's definitely projects I do like. I will say there is, like, example, Youngboy, who's, as like I said, been my favorite rapper for a long time now.
Yeah.
Like, I'll sit down and bump a whole tape of Youngboy or like Lil Wayne, but
And in a couple years, there'll be a whole tape of Nate.
that's what our goal is. I think we're gonna get there. All right, brother. It's been a good interview so far. Before we turn off the lights, move on to our next thing. You probably got to hit the studio, wherever else you got going on.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to know what else you have coming up.
Okay. So I talked a little bit about it. Life and Rap, November. We got Roots, 2026. Then we got my next self-produced album, Escapism. That's also 2026. Then I'm pushing a lot of the collab projects, working with Rob on a project right now. I'm working with Leyland on a project right now. I'm working with Michael on a project right now. So all those are going to be very different vibes. Like, Robert's going to be very Chicago themed, very drill themed, very trap themed. I'm trying to produce the songs for that. The one with Leyland, I'm trying to produce the songs for that one too. And Michael, we're collabing with the production on that. But Life and Rap, JC, love you, bro. Roots, Brendan, love you, bro. And Escapism is all me. Yeah. So that's really what I got. I got a couple bar performances that are in the works right now. I'm really just doing everything I can to get my name out there. Because everything that I've accomplished has been all me. And as far as the near future goes, still everything that I'm going to accomplish is going to be on me. You know, I said on a song that's not out, I said, hold on, I got to call my manager. Does that mean that I called myself? They said that money can't fix problems, but it sure as hell fucking helps.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely get some other stuff in too.
Yeah, let's do
we
it.
can get some shows, some other content on the channel. I would love to do that. I know you already did most of your shout outs probably. Do you have any other shout outs left that you missed?
Okay, all right. Here we go. We got to shout out the team. Shout out Rico. Shout out Ace. Shout out Michael. Shout out Jose.
Keep going.
You
You got a couple left.
Shout out JC. Shout out Robert. Shout out Michael. Shout out who else? Shout out Perry. You know, she a real one. She keeps me on my toes. You know, I'm level headed. Calms me down when I get too egotistical. You know, shout out my mom and dad, even though they don't like my music. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think if I missed anyone else. You know, shout out Levi, keep that hustle up. Shout out all my supporters. Genuinely, the best way you can support me is to just share my music. You know, just tell people.
Press play and share, man.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
I'm being so for real. The best way. It's one thing to blow up through TikTok, and it's the easiest way, but it's also hard to maintain that. You know, I'm trying to create a long-term legacy, a legacy that lasts until after I die. So it's word of mouth, man. If you blow
Very
up through
important
word
tool.
of mouth, if you blow up because people are just sharing that in real life, you know, people's perspective is different. People's on you is different than
Yeah, I would say people definitely respect it more.
Yeah,
For sure. I
most
wouldn't. You know, there's nothing wrong being on TikTok. Nothing wrong going that route. There's nothing wrong pushing it.
I have a TikTok where I post. Yeah,
But I would definitely say the more old school traditional route, I would say, feels a little better.
And it gets harder every day because the TikTok method gets easier every day.
Yeah, short form content runs the world now. So
It does.
we were talking about that earlier. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much all I got. Unless you got anything else left to say. I mean, I think we covered a lot and then some.
If you stuck through this whole podcast and you listened to it all, I love you. I appreciate you. If you listen to my music, I love you and I appreciate you. If you hate my music, I love you and I appreciate you. Because all these factors, you know, love, hate, support, anti-support, fuel me. All of it does. So, you know, it's all love at the end of the day. You know, I hope that I was able to offer you guys a little inside look at me and my processes and the way I think. You know,
This was a very enjoyable interview. Definitely one of my favorites for sure. It was
come on,
it was
man.
one of those, man, where I knew I was excited for it going in, but it was better than I thought it'd be. And
Yeah.
I already had some decent expectations for it.
And I would say I was pretty tame on this one.
Yeah.
I can be very out of pocket, you know, and I acknowledge that. But at the end of the day, you know, I hope you see that I have good intentions. When I hate on the locals, it's not a hate on the locals. It's just I want them to be the best they can be. You know, I will never stop advocating for other people to try to strive to be better.
Yes, sir. But it's been gut talk. It was a great episode. Like, comment. We'll be I could see us having another one of these at some point.
Definitely.
And look out for more content in general on this channel. I think he'll be making a couple appearances at least. So I think.
And go stream Natedacapo Volume 2 Hypocrisy. I'm going to force Gutt to link it down below. I will.
No, we got that. We can do that for sure. But like I said, it's been gut talk, and appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
And all love. Keep
love.
streaming. Keep looking at it. Watch it. Watch us 3 times and show all the people you know.
Come on. Yeah, I like that.